Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tell Me More. Today's guest is Payam Pooyafar. Now, I actually had Payam on the podcast a little over a year ago. Payam's a buddy of mine. I met him years ago when I'd be out kicking around drinking and keep bumping into him at the pubs and stuff. And anyways, he's from Iran. And I make sure I say that because I know I happen to say Iran. I've been saying Iran forever. And yeah, it's supposed to be Iran. Anyway, so like you guys, you're seeing all the stuff like all day, every day with the war in Iran and Trump and how the other countries are talking to him and not wanting to be a part of it and what the media's. All we know is what the media's telling us, what's circling around on social media. So it's just so much, man, and it's like the world is just vomiting at you, and I just thought it would be great to hear it from someone from Iran. Like, what's their take on it? Does he know anything that isn't getting circulated around heavy enough on mainstream media, social media, etc.? Just kind of break it down, dummy it down, and, help make some sense of it and how someone like himself, who's born and raised in Iran, how he feels about it. It was eye-opening, definitely learned some things. Did not realize that it's the oldest country in the world, essentially. It's over 5,000 years old. Didn't realize that was like Persian people. They had it like pretty well forever. And then in 1979, a Muslim regime got voted in. Up until then, they were very westernized in a lot of their ways. And then once that Muslim regime got in, they brought in Muslim law and change everything, and how a lot of the people there hate it. And they wanted to go back and kind of live a life more like what we are living. He told me something crazy, man. I didn't realize that over 50,000 protesters were killed in about a 2-month window leading up to that by their own government. 50,000 Persian people who want to live like Western civilization were murdered by the Iranian government. That's crazy. I had no idea. I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm clueless, but I had no idea. Just kind of like fill in the gaps like that. So if you're someone who's interested in hearing what someone from Iran has to say, if you're just really interested in the whole topic as a whole, this is a good one. He's lived, he lived his, 20 plus years there, born and raised there, came to Newfoundland for university. Now he's been working in Ontario with his engineering degree the last few years. So he spent over 10 years in Canada, over 20 years in Iran. So he has a good idea, of how both sides think and act and how society works, whatever. So I feel like he was a really good one to talk to and give his point of view. So with that, guys, make sure you like the video on YouTube, please. That really does help. Just click a like while you're watching. Even if you don't like it, do me a favor. Click like. That helps. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Make sure you click that bell. So that way when I upload stuff, I upload stuff. I uploaded a podcast with me and mom the other day, and it's got like no views. And because it's like trying to get people to watch stuff on YouTube is a pain in the ass, man. I don't know how to get people to do it. But I'm telling them, you guys liking it and all that stuff is supposed to help. So do that, please, if you don't mind. Do it for me, do it for Payam, do it for Iran, do it for America, do it for Canada, do it for the world, do it for yourself. So with that, guys, my friend, Payam Pooyafar.
Sit back, let's have us a chat. Tell me more. Where you been and what are you at? Tell me more.
All right, brother, man, how you been?
It's been a while than last time we saw each other.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. It's been a while. Big difference in circumstances, man.
Yeah, big difference. Looks like every time we meet each other, a lot of things are going on.
Yeah.
I bet how many hours this time we're going to talk? How many hours we're going to take this time?
Man, right?
Oh, my God. There's a lot to unfold, obviously.
I got you coming over the speaker, so I just had to turn you down in case there was feedback.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, so I should still hear you. So a lot to unfold, man.
A lot to unfold.
Yeah. So, all right. So I want to get right into it.
Mhm.
Obviously, born and raised in Iran, and then came to Newfoundland to study university. Was here for 7 years. Now living in Ontario, and all your family is still back in Iran. So you've been in Canada now, what, for about 10 years? A little
Yep.
more?
Almost a decade, yeah. Maybe
Almost a
more.
decade. So you lived your whole life there, spent a decade here. You got a really good understanding, obviously, of what life is like over there in Iran, in your
Yeah.
home country, and what life is like here, what media and government is like in Iran, what media and government is like in Canada.
Mhm.
So you have an interesting perspective on it all and a lot of insight. So I'm clueless, man. Like, I'm really clueless.
I mean, that's fair. That's a fair thing to say, to be honest.
Right.
Mm.
So I'm generally clueless to the whole thing. So, and I don't think I'm alone. I think most people, like 99% of Canadians, North Americans, and I'm sure people even in the UK and everywhere else, you mostly know what little bit you read on the internet, what little bit you watch and see in the news, right? That's what you know. Because how would you know anything else? So, um, take me through and the viewers through what life is like in Iran. I know you're
Mm.
over at the house before, we did a podcast before, and you touched on it briefly.
Yeah.
What life was like in Iran, and compared to like Iran and Newfoundland, it was a bit more of a fun, lighthearted chat. Um, but like right now, so like let me just try to understand. Like, so there's the people of Iran and the good people of Iran, like yourself. Just how I understand it,
Correct.
and Iran's actually been in a lot of ways an educated and developed country, and and all that good stuff. But
And
like,
a lot of Iranians that you see here, they're all educated as well.
right. So it's like, but there's a Muslim regime, which like is this this is my understanding, okay? Then you can tell me
Yeah.
where I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Go
There's a
ahead.
Muslim regime which kind of like overpowered the Iranian people and government, and has even turned on the people, and has been bad for the people, and has suppressed the people, and they don't really represent the people or the government for that
I mean,
matter.
you have faith there. I don't need too much work with you then. That's good.
What's that?
You have faith there. At least you understand the gravity of the situation. That's very good. So yeah,
So it's kind of there. Like, I'm in the right ballpark of how it
yeah,
is, right?
exactly. You got a good ballpark.
And uh, so then, and I guess there's tensions with Iran to, with other countries, and I guess it really started with them. I guess it goes with the whole Gaza Strip thing really heightened
Mhm.
the tension
Correct.
with Iran and other countries, because they have like proxies set up inside of Iran, which kind of like represent Iran. So when that
Mhm.
attack in Gaza from Palestine happened in Israel, like that was kind of viewed almost as an attack on Israel from Iran in some
Which is
sense.
right. Yeah.
This is right.
Yeah. The
And
IRGC operatives, right? Mm.
yeah, so and okay, and there's been a lot of in the last couple of months. So, I'll reach out to you. We're talking and asking how you're doing, how your family is doing. So, and you told me. So, how is your family doing, man? Like, and where are you from in
Mm.
Iran, and where's most of the attacks happening? And how is your family? How are you? Just go into it.
There's a lot to unfold. Thank you for asking, actually, and thank you for taking time to really talk
Yeah,
about
man.
this subject. I know that this is a very sensitive subject for a lot of Iranians and like the non-Iranians who are interested to know what exactly is going on. We all know
Right.
about what's going on in media. We can hear open different type of news and know about it, but from a point of person who is an Iranian, their family lives there. What's going on? My family is safe at the moment. I'm from the north of Iran, Rash, and the right now, like we're 4 days, the internet is gone, so we don't know what's going on. But I'm assuming that they're
Four
safe.
days with no internet.
No, yeah.
Okay.
And then that happened 2 months ago. In these 2 months, it happened during the revolution too. 2 months. where in these last 2 months, there was 2 weeks the internet complete shutdown, and then they killed a lot of people were protesting, and they killed a lot of people. So we're gonna get to that point. But before we get to the whole thing, I'm gonna start saying about Iran. Iran is often misunderstood as a country who are in Middle East. Some people think that we are Arabs. Some people think that maybe we are Muslims or whatever XYZ. Iran is the oldest country in the world, oldest civilization in the world, 5,000 years, and they call it Persian Empire. So there's a lot of history going on through, and that why am I saying this? Because people in my country are still celebrating all of those ceremonies that we had. So, for example, around New Year, for a Yalda night, all of those things, the ceremonies, the culture is still continuing, right? Uh, a lot of things happens during the history. Genghis Khan, for example, from Mongolia attacked Iran. Like Alexander the Great came and burnt the Persepolis. And then one of the events that came was expansion of Islam, that the Arabs came and invaded, and all of those things. So now, culturally, we are intertwined from what we are to we accepted everything else, right?
Hold up. You say the Muslims invaded?
Yeah. So when they were expanding Islam, like I'm talking about 1400 years ago. Then I'm going to come. Then I'm going to come to this. Okay, 1400 years ago. Yeah. I'm going to jump because I'm just building up. So that's how a portion of Iran become Muslims too. So we're not negating that the people of Iran, they're not Muslims. Some of them are. Some of them are very good religious people and stuff like that. And that was the history, right? Then there was a time, if I ever said before the last revolution in Iran, 1979, the Shah of Iran was in power, and Iranian people were living exactly how you guys are living in the Western civilization.
1979, Iranian people
Revolution
were living like Western civilization.
Before that, we were living exactly like Western civilization.
Okay.
Like, we had all the freedoms. If you're Muslim, you can wear your job, you can do your thing. If you're Christian, Jewish, whatever. Yeah. And then we had bars, we had complete freedom, exactly like you. Nothing different, right?
Yeah.
Then the revolution happens. There were a bunch of groups were involved, but Islamic ones take over. They take over the country. The moment that they took over the country, they came with the promise of, okay, free power and free. You don't even need to pay your water bills and everything. And then people fell for it. They were already having a good life. People fell for it, for whatever reason, they wanted. They had it planned for us. There was a lot of other reasons that I'm not going to discuss because I don't want us to get deviated from the point. But long story short, they took over and they said now everybody should have to wear a job. Everybody got to do whatever, believe under the Islamic law, because now we're Islamic Republic of Iran. We're not Iran anymore, right? And then people.
Right. Okay.
So no more drinking. If you drink, we gotta get you. We're gonna whip you 70 times. You can buy the whips. No more and then they started killing opposition. So if whatever you say, they're gonna say, okay, you guys are, I don't know, you guys are against our rule and our Islamic rule, so we can put you in prison. We can do this, that. And then it was beginning of the suppression. And that was a couple of years still before I was born. Right? So we got to that. Now we can continue from what I witnessed. We started growing up. The first thing is the boys' school, girls' school. So boys and girls should not be in a school together because it's bad, right? Till the university. Bear with me.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make everybody extremely sexually frustrated from a very young age.
Yeah, and then and all a woman should cover, because of the reasons that we can already guess. And then suppression it didn't start just as the higher tier of society or like a ground up. It started from the beginning in your books, in your school, everything, right? And that was how at that time there was no internet, so there was nothing that we can know. Okay, there are other people who were living that like that. They're the better in the other side of the world. We were not seeing it. We were just hearing from our parents. Oh, we were living like this free, but we never experienced it. Till gradually information go through. We watched the movies like, oh, okay, Western movies. Oh, this is that how they live? Like, like in the schools and everything. So so we still like, the youth of Iran was still like had the idea of what's going on. And that was the time that everything was good. We went through a war. We went through a lot of problems and turmoils. Now it got to the situation that economy. We realized, okay, this government is taking over the economy. They had a group called IRGC, which is supposed to be only military. The leader of the country didn't trust the army, so he started his own military type group, and he only invested on that. And these people were supposed to be only involved in military operations, but then they started to be involved in economy. They were winning all the contracts. They were getting involved in imports, exports, oil, everything. They got a monopoly on the whole country. And what happened is, the life of people the level of life, the economy and everything starts diminishing. In the last year, the inflation in Iran was 40%. What was the inflation in Canada? 4 to 6%, I believe. And we are still mad at it. Something like that.
I don't know, man. Too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. So this is what happened. And then people were sick of it. 2 years ago, we had the women life freedom because women went out and said, we're not going to take it. We don't want to wear a job. And then that went through. And then this time people went to streets and said, we're tired of this regime. We don't want this type of living. And then the economy is like crushing. We're all like we work in 2-3 jobs. We still can't make it the ends meet. They went to the streets and protest. And what they did is they labeled this protest as a exterior intervention, and they killed them with a military grade weapon.
Okay, so that's this year. That's a couple months ago?
This is like 2 months. So,
Okay, so let me just understand. Like, let me just recap that right quick. So, Iran is like Western civilization right up to 1979. And then the Muslims took over. Did they get voted in?
yeah, they came over. They gave some promises. Iran was kind of like, kind of religious. They fell for it, but they were not expecting that this is going to unfold.
So the
They were
Muslims
all expecting the true Muslim good country with the good God values, which didn't happen.
So some Muslims ran, like they properly ran in a democratic vote.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, yeah. Got in and then flipped Islamic law onto the people. And everything started going slowly south from there, or quickly south, whatever.
And they killed all the opposition. So it wasn't just
killed the opposition.
It wasn't just a very smooth transition. It was just yeah. It was
When
only
did they
one
kill
party.
them?
Yeah, they did it. They murdered. They executed. Execution.
When?
That was the beginning of the revolution. When the revolution they took over, there were multiple groups were involved in the revolution. It wasn't only Muslim groups. It was like a lot of groups. Like a lot of people, like were just involved, but they were not like primary with these people.
Okay, I don't fully understand that.
I don't want to get to the. It's the complexity of that. Forget about the complexity of. Just assume that they took over. Yeah.
Okay. They take over. They get voted in. It's a messy. Once they get voted in, it's a messy exchange of power.
Yeah.
And murders happen, and then Islamic law gets thrown into the people. Women have to start covering up their faces, and dressing. I guess the way Islamic law wants women to be dressed. And then 40 odd years go by. And then 2 months ago, the Persian people, I guess you call them, of Iran decide to unite and start protesting the streets, government buildings.
Yeah. A lot of protests went in between. It wasn't like just we went from 0 to 100, right? So I
Right.
remember there was a time that I was a student, and then there were people in dorm, there were some people in the universities that were protesting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
but
then
there's always
they
people
came,
protesting
and
at
then yeah,
universities.
but they that time they came and then they went to the dorm and they were throwing people off the building. So my generation wasn't like we were all feared. We were not as brave as this new generation that are going and taking bullets. So it was always like we didn't agree with it. A lot of Americans like me, we did our best. I remember from my high school, I did my best to score good, go to a good university, so I can get a like some sort of scholarship to get out. So my generation chose they understood that this is not there's no future in this country for me. I have to leave. But the new generation, they had no option. Some of them they tried to leave, some of them they couldn't. But the population is so much, and then their values are so much upgraded, so that they said, okay, we're not going to take it anymore. But the economy situation got to the point that they said that we cannot take it anymore. That
Yeah,
they're
because
willing to go to the streets and
that's
take it.
always the breaking point, man.
Yeah,
It's
so we reached
always
the
the
breaking point.
economy.
We boiled up. It was reached a boiling point, basically.
It's always
Yeah.
that, man.
And economies was kind of like orchestrated by states and stuff. Like they planned it too. It's not like it's self-inflicted. Obviously, there were like exteriors things in play here. But long story short, every time that there's a sanctions or problem, the government who were in rule, they didn't put priority on helping people.
Right.
So they were not on the people's side. I can tell
Well,
you an
never.
example. Uh, the moment that our oil got sanctioned, when a barrel of oil was like $70, like $60, $70, uh, and then that was getting sold before the sanction. Were getting sold. All the money were coming to Iranian budget GDP, and then they decide what to do with that money. Right when the sanction happened, they started selling oil as like a pirate thing, and then illegal sale, and they were selling it cheap for half price to China or stuff like that. And they were pocketing all their money because it wasn't a legal sale, so it didn't come to the budget. So that's why how everything escalated so quickly, because Iran economy is one dimensional. They only make money from oil because they didn't invest inside on the industries inside. So then life of people start diminishing very quick, very fast. So that was like, so you can say okay, exterior countries put sanctions on us, but how your government operated? They just decide, okay, there's sanction. How can we make ourselves more rich? Fuck the people, right? And that's why
You
they
say so
lost
they sold oil to China
illegally half percent, half the
half the
price,
price off the books to
and they
China.
pocket that money. That money didn't come to the Iranian budget or GDP. That was their money. So they just found a better way to just make themselves rich, and then they don't even have to respond. They spend the money,
Right.
they build a lot of missiles or something like that, so they can protect their security.
China.
But that was their goal. So they completely forgot about the people of Iran. That's what happened. That's why people went to the streets and then say, okay, we had enough of it. Like you got to see before your eyes, what's unfolding is people inside the country are saying to the countries like states or Israel to come please attack us. Can you
Right.
believe this? Like who come like it's a like to what should you do to your people of your own that's what they're asking because they
Right.
already like lost hope in you.
So
You know,
now you say 50,000 people were murdered
in 2 days, in
in
48
2
hours. That means that
days.
more than 1,000 people per hour. Biggest than the rate of Holocaust or any things that you've seen. In Palestine, maybe, I don't know, 100,000 people died in 2 years or something. What was the Hiroshima? 150 to 150,000? But that was an atomic bomb. They killed people with military
Okay.
grade weapon.
All right. So hold on. Hold on.
You know what I'm trying to?
50,000 people,
More than 50,000.
over 50,000 people were
300,000
killed in
people arrested and they're executed.
2 days, and this was 2 months ago.
Yeah, and it didn't get any coverage. Right?
And it didn't get any coverage.
Do you know about it? Do you know the numbers?
I just,
How come you don't know?
Like I heard about it.
Yeah, they don't. It's interesting, right? Like, this is a point. It's people are not against okay, Palestinian died and this and that, but that gets a perfect coverage. That got a perfect coverage. All of a sudden, Iranian people die on that scale with that rate. We don't get enough coverage. That's why Iranian people are saying, people who are like protector of human rights or self-proclaimed to be protector of human rights, how come you got double standard? If you're protector of human rights, this is humanity as a scale,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the arguments
Well,
that
listen,
everybody's like.
this is why, because like anyone, that's why it gets. I get. I was like most. I feel like most people, or you feel like most people, anyways. Like they know the news and media and everything. Like it's all a sham, right?
Mhm.
Like it's whatever, and like it's why Trump is wild and unhinged and all these things that he is. And just he's a liar and he's a thief and he's a madman,
He's a
right?
lot of things, yeah.
In so many ways. But one of the many reasons that he works and get the votes, because when he goes stuff like fake news, the news is fake news, right?
Mhm.
The people are like, finally,
Well, all the news are the fake news.
like someone that's running at the highest level is
Yeah, somebody got to pay
saying
the
what we're all
bill.
thinking. Yes, we all know it's fucking like it's
Mhm.
right, and that's the stuff that catches on.
Mhm. Yeah, you
And
cannot.
because
Yeah.
we all know this, and then you're making the point right now, like, yeah, it's so fucking infuriating how biased and how they cherry pick which stories to handpick us and feed us. And that's why you gotta have moments like this. This is the beauty of this stuff, that
Yeah,
we can do
exactly.
this.
And then
You
one
know,
of the problems that I have a lot. I talked to a lot of people, and one of the issues that I got every time we talk, and then they're gonna say, okay, Trump is this, Trump is that, like he's pedophile. Like, why are you praising him? I'm saying that I'm not praising anyone. I'm praising if you Colin Hollett, you do a good deed, I praise you. If you do a bad deed, I'll say you did do a bad deed. Right? If you when you do good deed, if I praise you, am I praising you in general? No, right?
right,
Because you can do like what he's doing for Iran. Obviously, they got their own benefits. I'm not saying that they're dumb. They're investing spending that amount of money and taking that amount of risk. They got their own agenda. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that people of Iran happy that he's attacking this
right.
IRGC because we had enough. So
So
he's
people
doing
around,
us a favor. This is what I need people to
yeah,
understand. It's
yeah,
not about
yeah,
like I love Trump and like I hate Trump or something.
right.
Yeah.
So I get that. I understand that. That makes sense to me.
Mhm.
Or should it make sense to anybody? Let me say this, like, what am I trying to say here? I want to word this right. Okay. One of the things that I heard, I just happened to hear yesterday, from a friend who also has a friend
Mhm.
from is it Iran? Is that how am I supposed to say Iran?
Mhm. Yeah, Iran. Yeah,
Iran. So I know because forever I called it Iran.
Iran. Yeah, that's the English way of saying it. I call it Iran too when I'm talking to you guys.
All right, so Iran. So is that they're like, yeah, there obviously is good to this, and there's celebration of this from the Iranian people.
Mhm.
This is one thing I heard. I was like, yeah, all right, this makes sense.
Mhm.
It's like they're taking out all of our military, like they taking out our boats, our air, all this stuff. It's like, so when it's all over, okay, and you get the Iranian people there in the country of Iran, and like now they have like no military.
Yeah, so people, that's the plan. They're gonna like the thing is, 2 months ago when people went on the street, they didn't have any guns. They were defenseless, and they put a like gun machine in the middle, and then or like you have like a sniper hitting people. They massacred them, right? So the people already voted with their legs, right? They already say what they want, right?
Right.
The people outside, even that's what Iranian did inside, and then they died at that scale. And then you see outside, even outside Iran, all the Iranians in different cities in the world, in Berlin, in Toronto, they came. 500,000 people came in Toronto to went to the streets. In LA, every countries, Australia, everywhere, Iranians who were living outside Iran, they went and then started being the voice, and then try to say, we don't want this regime, and we already have a replacement. We want this guy. We want this exiled prince. This, why, that. So every people, the people inside Iran, the people outside Iran who are also Iranian, they are already saying what they want and what they don't want, right? But they couldn't do anything about it, right? They could continue.
No,
They will
I
all get
understand
in
that.
prison. But so we
Well,
kind of need an
I understand
exterior
that.
help, because military wise we cannot take and do anything about it, right?
Yeah. No, I understand that. What I'm saying is, one of the complaints are like, okay, so America leaves, right?
Mm,
And then let's say the Persian people get Iran back
mm,
as their own,
mm. That's the
but
plan.
now they're left with no military,
Yeah.
right? So like, if
Why do we need the military for? Who are we attacking anymore?
not attacking, defending,
Defending. Okay, United
but
States
like
provides defense
because
for
you're
us.
so you
Okay,
guys are very
United States
overrich in
provides
oil,
defense
right?
for us, like the same way that they're providing defense for all the Gulf countries. They have to
Yeah, I
provide
guess so,
security to
right?
send
Yeah,
oil over there, right?
yeah.
That's all. Yeah, so we're not worried about security. I think.
Okay, yeah, fair.
I
Well,
think
fair. That's why I'm
that's
asking. Yeah,
covered. Yeah.
okay,
Mm.
fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I mean,
They gotta
what
send
kind of
oil over
defense does
there.
Canada
20%
fucking have
of
for
what
fuck's sakes? You know
economy
what I mean?
goes over
Like,
there, right?
yeah,
Yeah, they gotta provide security. So the Iranian security will taken care of, and this is not like other countries like Iraq or Syria, or like that they try to take over, and nothing is gonna happen after. We already have chosen our next leader, and we already got plans like in play. So this transition is gonna be a lot different than any other countries. And by the way, every time they try to do anything in Afghanistan, like Iraq or like Syria, the only reason that it wasn't happening was because Iran was involving, IRGC was involving. So they were the hair in the nose of United States in that region, right? When we solve this Iran problem, the whole region will finally see it as a stability, because there won't be any regional problem. Maybe Russia, but like not that region. That region, all the Arab Gulf states are okay. They're all like this with each other, right? The only country who is like causing trouble is Iranian Islamic regime. And the people were okay with it, but the people inside Iran, that they said, okay, not only they're causing trouble for the outside, that's never mind that, they're killing us. Like, which country goes to kill your own people back? You guys had like, what is the last thing that you guys had Canada? Truckers thing?
it's the closest thing that this country will ever have to a
Yeah,
revolution.
the worst thing you guys had, your bank accounts got closed. Nobody got shot. Like with a military grade weapon. Like, what's going on? What happened to us? Like, you know what I mean? These people are lunatics. You gotta like realize that, right? Just because they want to stay, they gotta label you as okay, you're this and that. Then your blood is like allowed. We can like spill your blood, and then they do it. They do it to create fear. They kill so many people, and then they were like put them all in body bags and ask the family to go body bag by body bag and find your children. In my hometown, people were running away. They went to bazaar. Bazaar are all our marketplace, and there are lots of like lanes going to. So they were going there so they can hide. They set the whole bazaar on fire. 3,000 people died, burned alive like a Holocaust. And they come out. They were putting their hands up. Please don't shoot us, and they shot them. This is the level of crime against humanity that happened 2 months ago. Don't see anyone out of. I love these people who protest Palestine. I got nothing against them. But if you're a human rights activist, how come you never talked about it? You know what I mean? This is like a little bit, sensitive subject for me as Iranian, because I'm seeing the world. Okay, you guys are protector of human rights. You guys don't want children to die. You don't want this to that happen. And all of a sudden, everyone is silent. All the activists. Why? Because the budget doesn't come through, right? Are you making money talking to me right now? No. Am I making money? No. But all of a sudden, like people who are. It just so happened that the budget was coming from IRGC too. So.
Oh, brother.
uh,
Oh, man.
It's a lot. I told you, it's a lot to unfold. It's just you cannot believe like these 2 months what me and my I'm recently engaged. My woman went through. It's insane. It's insane. My friends, like, their brothers died. Like, it's insane. We were like mourning,
Is
crying.
your woman from Iran?
She's also from Iran.
No way.
Yeah, 2 weeks internet blackout. We didn't even know our parents are alive or not. And the same thing is
Okay. So, okay. So you were saying off air yesterday when we were talking, or the day before, whenever it was, just briefly. You're like, it's been a stressful couple of months, man.
Yeah.
And
It
I was like,
wasn't,
and
for
I
some
was like,
people, the war started this week. For us, it started 2 months ago, but at a high scale. And then we were just getting killed by our own government, our own country.
Yeah. So is she from your hometown?
She's from a different town.
Okay.
She's from the Shiraz and Tehran, kind of like him. Yeah. She's been in 2 cities. Yeah.
So, okay, I want to ask this too. You said the internet got knocked out 4 days ago.
That's happens when the war started. But in the last 2 months, when people went on the street, when the government wanted to kill people and they don't want them to get out so they can cover it, they shut down the internet for 2 weeks.
You shut down the internet? The Muslim regime.
Yeah. First, the Muslim regime do. Now Americans are shutting down the internet, or they're shutting down because they want to attack. They don't want these guys to communicate, and they're like shutting it down. So they want to do their own agenda. Now everybody's trying to shut it down. both were okay. But that time they did it, right? Because they didn't want to get out. They wanted to cleanse it, and then the videos came out. It was the level of massacre came out. All the European countries said, okay, this is against human. Then they assigned the IRGC as a terrorist organization. Canada did it a couple of years ago, but didn't do anything action-wise about it. They just said it.
Right.
And then now every countries are aligned. Every countries around. The Muslim countries were with the Iranian people, but then the war started, and Iranian people started hitting Muslim countries. But so now they say, "What the fuck, man?" now Jewish people are coming and helping Israel, coming and helping Muslim countries from the other Muslim Iranian Muslims. You can tell how it escalated, right?
Oh man.
Mm.
So, how do you know? Well, I guess because your parents are so far away from where the attacks are happening.
Yeah, they were like but they did attack a bunch of places in my hometown, but there was like industrial places that were making like fuel for missiles.
How big
It
is
was
your town?
my family neighborhood, but it was in the city.
How big is your town?
2 million people, maybe more or less. Not too big. What's the population of Newfoundland? 350,000.
Oh man, that's so fucking funny to me. Because you told me you're from a small town in Iran.
Yeah, we are relatively. We are the capital of our own province, but we got bigger, big
Wait,
cities,
buddy.
highly
Wait,
dense.
hold up. When you told me that you're from a small town in Iran, I was thinking 10,
Like
20,000 people.
Maybe 10,
10,000, 20,000.
I said it wrong because relative to Newfoundland, the scale is a little bit different. Yeah, you're right.
There's millions.
Yeah, 2 million.
So when you told me
Sorry,
they have attacked my town, I'm like, whoa.
yeah, but a lot of cities are a lot bigger, right? We got 9, 10 million people cities. So.
Yeah, I know. That's just bizarre to me, man. And I guess for that side of the planet, yeah. Here, that's
The population
absurd.
density is slightly different than
Yeah.
like
Okay, so
Toronto,
what does your town do that the military was that the American military was interested in attacking? Oil?
So what was? Sorry, I didn't get the question.
You said there's been attacks from the American people.
No. So that was like we had a 12 years war, and they were attacking. Israel was wanting to make sure that they don't make any missiles anymore, so they were attacking the only military base. Even during this week, even during this week, when they first started hitting the air defense, then they started hitting all the missiles or whatever. Like when they were launching missiles, so these are the launchers. They were hitting that, and then it started hitting the military people who live like whatever. Like you might see a building, and then there's a military guy living this floor. They're only hitting that floor, like that accuracy. It has the the casualties hasn't got to the level to the people. Like I haven't heard anyone from Iran that do like people, not the IRGC people, or related to the government. They said, okay, we lost someone from the attacks. So Israel's and the American attacks are very like
Two
pinpoint.
questions.
Mm.
Two questions. Have any civilians from your town been
Mhm.
killed from the American attack?
No,
Okay.
there
Second
are some
question.
civilians died, but they were IRGC people, so they were like from the regime. I'm talking because there are 90 million people, 10 million are the regime, right? 80 million are not regime. Kind of
Okay.
like. Mm.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy. So also, my next question was, how do you know roughly how many civilians in the country
Mm.
have been killed by the American attacks? And
They announced 1,000 people so far in 7 days.
1,000 people.
Mm.
And is that, do you know, is that mostly Islamic people?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
the type. They're the type. And then the thing is,
That
and then
support the Islamic
a lot of
regime.
them are a lot of them are police or they're group like militias, right? Because
Okay.
they started they started hitting them when they were in their bases, and now they started moving from their bases to the schools or hospitals and stuff like that, right? So they get together in the mosque and then in the schools and stuff like that. They say if you hit the mosque now you hit the mosque, or like if you hit the school. But the thing is, the opposition already announced everybody stay in home, nobody get out, nobody send your kid to school. So those kids that they're sending, they might even, you know what I mean? But even the schools, and they're no kids, but they're like, you go in the school, open the school, there is the regime people. They went to the even sports complex. There's no game going on in the sports complex, but they're there. And then when they get attacked, they can say, oh, Americans are hitting these spots. It's the same military tactics that they use with Hamas thing, hiding inside the. Mm.
Right.
They're trying.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so thank you, because this is helping me understand it.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's helping people who are listening to this understand it. So
Yeah, I understand.
you're getting people from the Muslim regime hiding in schools, other public places like this that is supposed to be a no zone for attacking.
They use them as a
And
base to attack people.
The American people know that's a bunch of Muslims hiding in there, so we won't attack it. But we
No,
know
they're not a bunch of Muslims. Oh, no, wait. They're not just a bunch of Muslims. They're on their bike with the gun. They're the military grade bunch of Muslims.
Okay,
They're ready. They're ready.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Instead of being in their bases, they're using schools as their bases.
So I'm glad you clarified that, because when I said a bunch of Muslims,
yeah,
like that's what I meant.
That's because I need to calculate, because this
Thank
is like can go a lot of wrong places, right?
Of course, I
Yeah.
got nothing against Muslims.
Yeah.
But I got nothing against anybody.
The regime force,
the forces of the
that's
regime. What I meant. Thank you. This happens to me all the time, man. I say shit, I know what I mean, but it doesn't sound right, and I get butchered for it.
It's a very sensitive subject, right? It's a very sensitive subject.
Yes, you got to clarify 100%.
Bananas.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's people from the regime.
Yeah, the same people they use to oppress people. Now, if they go into their bases and the states start hitting their bases, so they cannot recoup and regroup from the bases. They gotta start from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So now they go to the schools. Then if you hit us, then they can say, oh, you hit the schools. But there are no students in the school. There were about a school that they even self-attacked. So these people. But I tell you this much, right? Be ready for this type of news in the war. If they think people get super cornered, they might attack their own people and say, okay, Americans said it. That's the level of craziness that these people
say that again.
go for.
Say it again.
If these people feel so cornered, they might attack other people inside the country and then say Americans did it or Israel did it.
The Muslim regime.
They use this type of military tactics.
The Muslim regime might start attacking Persian people and then saying the Americans did it.
Yeah, because of war now, right?
Yeah, I mean that happens all the time. Yeah,
to say the level of things they already killed 50,000 of their own people. They don't give a fuck about my life and my friend's life, my family life, or Iranians' life. Why don't you think they use it as to take advantage? They said, oh, Americans are hitting these, Americans are hitting that. But if they go regroup in a mosque and then they try to do crazy stuff, they're gonna attack the mosque. Oh, they hit the mosque. Oh, they hate Islam. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
These
yeah,
are the tactics that they use. Like right now, there's a group. There, some of the leaders we already know they're under hospitals, and then there are some nurses and doctors leaving because they say, "Oh, we're gonna get like they're gonna hate us," and then we don't want to die with you guys.
yeah.
Yeah. So these are the you gotta be realizing that the news comes out because they can use this type of news for a lot. I'm telling you, as an Iranian, to talk to any other Iranian, we don't want them. You know how war happened in Syria, Lebanon, everything. Everybody started leaving. Every people started migrating. Iranians are staying inside, and they're happy that they're coming and hitting them. Some of them are not happy. Some of them are concerned. Obviously, I'm not saying that this is not a like 100% thing, but I'm just saying that we're not leaving the country. We're waiting for the opportunity to take our freedom back. There's a difference.
Mhm. Okay. All right.
Mm.
So I think I got a crash course understanding it.
Yeah.
So in the 4 months, the 4 days of no internet since the attack, have you had any contact with your family?
Yeah.
And
There
okay,
was a time
so
that the
if
internet
there's
was
no
down
internet,
from
have you had contact with them?
no, but when it came back,
It's
we're
back
doing a
online
lot
now.
of. No, they're not online now, but the landlines, some of them work. I haven't heard from them for 3 4 days. There's hopefully tomorrow they call. I'm
Okay,
stressed too. I'm
if you
just saying that this is
hold on.
not this is the easy situation.
If
Yeah.
you haven't heard from your parents in 3 or 4 days,
Mhm.
how do you know for sure they are okay?
I'm assuming that the area that they live is pretty safe because there's not no military thing going on in that area.
Okay, all right.
It's just an assumption. Yeah,
Okay. So when
we are
when do you
concerned.
expect
We
when do
are
you expect to
concerned.
speak to your family
And
again?
then that's just my hometown. It's not just because my hometown, my family is safe, so I'm not worried about the rest of the Iranian. There are people who their parents live in Tehran and they're like stressed out. They're losing their marbles. So I have friends that talked to him today and yesterday, and he's stressed out and cannot handle it. It's just too much for him. So let's make sure that there are people stressed out. It's not like we're happy that they're attacking. It's not, but we just chose the cost of them staying is higher than the cost of them
Of course.
leaving. Yeah.
Pam, so the leader that got killed,
Mhm.
how if you were to hop in your car in your town
Mhm.
and drive to there, how far away? How long of a drive is that to get
Three
there?
hours drive, 3 to 4 hours drive.
3 or 4 hours.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
it's not that far.
Not Iran. Iran is like it's not like a four-season country. You're any time of a year, you're half-hour flight away from a desert, from a beach, from a mountain, from whatever temperature, climate, or scenery you want. Right?
Right.
It's highly dense. It's highly dense. Canada is 9 times bigger than Iran in terms of area.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a little bit of idea how
Seriously,
big
like,
the
we were talking about before, like Iran's a beautiful country, right?
Yeah, we have a very good. If Iran gets liberated, there's a lot to see in Iran in terms of architecture, culture, art, and history, everything, and nature. So it was a maybe a lot of people like our if you talk to your fathers and like grandfathers, a lot of people has a good idea what it was before 50 years ago. Now, like now nobody wants to. I went a couple of years ago. I went some people from Germany and Netherlands. They were coming and then visiting. So the tourist is coming, but not in that scale because the risk is so high. So it's like if you imagine you finally work like a year and then you got 2 weeks vacation and you're definitely not gonna choose Iran. Not bad. Right. When you go with your emotion on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, right. Well, man, I'd like to see the place someday once it gets back to normal. We'll call it.
well, the best case scenario that everybody believe in and we're working towards it is this week United States as a military annihilated Iran military wise, like annihilated. I remember the first day they were Iranian were sending like I don't know 150, 200 missiles, and now like this, and they barely can send 15 missiles. So it's that they're annihilating, and then now they're doing the base. If people come and take over, maybe God knows, who knows? Maybe in 1 month we can get liberated, and then the next year you can come.
That'd be pretty
If we go
crazy.
together, yeah. You need a good tour guide.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like I'd love, like you know, man. Fucking go over sometime and show, like,
Yeah,
show me
you
where
will
to
have some
fucking
real
go, man.
Shiraz wine, or like uh, drink Arak Sagi. That's our drink. Hmm.
That's bro. Well, man. I really hope. Um, I really okay. My wish for you and your country and your people is that it goes, everything goes the way it's kind of advertised,
Hmm.
and there's no bullshit
Yeah,
and
that's
nonsense. And like, I hope it's like what the people think this is and want it to be, where America just come in, get rid of the Muslim regime,
mm,
give the country back to the people, and Iran gets back to coming, kind of like a Western civilization. Who knows? Maybe even joins the UN. Like whatever. Who knows? It's possible.
mm.
Um, and
We
and
haven't even been a part of the world trade.
yeah, and just kind of comes in on it with everyone else, and it's just a cool regular
Yeah, it's
country with their own
and peace and
culture.
stability come to whole region, just not Iran, the whole region.
Yeah,
All the countries around us, they can feel finally safe too, and finally like flourish like every other countries, like, or like in the Gulf states.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, thank you for like saying that actually. And I can tell you this much: I think this time is feasible, and we have a lot of hopes on all of these operations that are going on. Obviously, obviously they plan for it. They know what they're doing, and based on these weeks, the numbers coming out, they're doing a great job so far. And
That's
then,
awesome.
I mean, I as an Iranian should not say that. Like, okay, thanks for invading my country, probably properly, but like, it is what it is. It is the reality. This is what it came to, and then that's why everybody get confused. But it is the reality of the situation.
Yeah, and I guess too, like, because there's so much bullshit. Like, and like, okay, man, like it's so crazy with the whole Gaza Strip thing, you know, and Israel and Palestine, when all that
Mm.
happened, because like nobody actually, there's so many people don't know what the fuck they're talking about with that. I don't know,
Mm.
but then talk like they do, and like the amount of people that are like free Palestine and fuck Israel, or
Or the other way
yeah,
around.
they all
Yeah.
deserve it, this, that. And it's like just picking a side because they got
Well,
because they see their favorite celebrity say it, or people online say it, or just because they hate war.
well,
Um, y-
the thing about it is Iran never like has the ability to fight United States or any countries like that head to head, right? So they chose the asymmetric war strategy. That means that you guys, we're not gonna fight with you head on, but we're gonna bring the fight to a region, and we're gonna fight you in all different directions. So we're gonna cause you trouble in all different directions. And the reason that one of these fighters has been going on in that region is not because just okay, forget about the labeling Israel as whatever it is that you think it is. It's because Iran has been helping all of those Hamas and the regions too, right? For whatever their reason, they might have their good reasons about it. But you got to realize Iran was benefiting from keeping this chaos going on too, right? Like I think there was what was the last time they like freed some of the. I don't want to like go on that topic because it's such a sensitive topic. But you gotta realize a lot of the problems from that area also comes from this IRGC. There's a reason that people of Iran they're saying that okay, we need to get rid of these guys. Like they're doing everything that they're doing. They're the same style they're doing to their own people, right? You gotta understand what's going on. If Iran becomes free, the whole region is gonna become free. Palestinian gonna become free. Lebanese people are gonna become free. Syrian gonna become free. Iraq is gonna become free. And who God knows, maybe we'll somehow bring women rights in Afghanistan too. Like they're really suffering in terms of these type of stuff too, right? So Iran is that final chessboard, the thing on the chessboard that if we solve it, we can bring stability to region, and everybody's gonna benefit from it. Everybody, even the people who think that China is not gonna, China is gonna be even bring. China doesn't care. I mean, now he's buying cheaper. Okay, Who's next? I still buy oil. You know what I mean? It's good for everyone. It's good for everyone. Arab
It's just,
states in the Gulf region,
it's just not good
it's a
for China
win-win for
because they can't
everyone.
buy oil on the cheap anymore.
They'll buy. Then don't worry about it.
Yeah, but not on the cheap off the books.
Yeah, it's okay.
I know, I'm just
That's the
having
whole
fun.
game plan, right? Yeah, they were like the economy was growing because they were taking advantage of the cheap oil. Why should you buy cheap oil? Let's buy the real oil, right? You're taking a company in the United States or other companies, like, they try to build something and then you're getting cheap oil that's cheaper. Your product is the same quality, but it's cheaper price because the cost is low. You're winning the game. That's not fair. You're not
No,
taking
it's not
advantage.
fair. No. I understand that. I was
Economically wise, you're not
what I
fair.
was saying was,
Mhm.
I said China's not going to be happy about this.
It's okay. No, it's okay. China doesn't have any problem with it. Don't worry about it.
No,
If they have a problem with it, they get
I'm
involved.
not worried.
Yeah.
I was just having fun.
Yeah, I know.
I was
You're
just
right.
having a little fun.
Yeah. Then, I mean, like, what is it like? The GDP growth rate, like, is catching up with the states. It's still below the states. Below the states. That's why people in the states got mad. But dollar value is, what is the dollar value? Because people sell oil with dollar. You want to go against it? Every time you put the corner America into some corner, you got the world war, right? Something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, go. If you want to take that, if that's your strategy, go ahead. You're gonna lose. You
Yeah.
think you're gonna
No,
win?
no.
It doesn't look like it because Mike Islamic regime decided to go against them, and then they're getting annihilated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's a lot of geopolitics going on. I'm the only things that the reason I'm saying this. I'm saying we're not aware. It's not like we're not aware of what's going on. It's
Yeah.
not like we don't. It's not that we don't. It's not like we don't know. There's a big picture of this going on. I, as an Iranian, I only want to express and then make awareness about what's happening to my people. That is my primary goal, right? It's not
Yeah.
like we don't understand geopolitics, we don't understand what's going on to the fire stake in the world. But my job is to express and make awareness about what happened to my people. How come it's not getting enough awareness and broadcast and, like, support and stuff. So that to be done now, every Iranian make their mission to make this like a public and to make everybody know about it. Like, people did the Holocaust, Jewish people made everyone know about it and talk about it. Now they did the Holocaust in my hometown. I'm gonna make sure everybody remember that, right? And always talk about it. I'm
Yeah.
doing paintings about it. Like, as
Yeah.
an artist, I'm doing paintings about it. I already did one painting, this second painting. Like, it's just I'm gonna make this a story immortal too, right?
And that
It's my
painting
people.
behind you, that's your painting?
That is also painting. So that is about the people who the family died. There's a family that they're in body bags. This guy even was like, has his hands were tied, so he got tortured and got killed and stuff. So there's a story behind going on here.
And that's your painting.
My painting, yeah, it's a work in progress, but like, yeah,
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
You
Like,
got you got skills,
as an
dog.
artist, what can I do? I cannot go to streets. I'm not a guy who are like,
Yeah. No,
yeah. I
fuck,
can,
man.
like, make
Me too.
awareness. I
Like
can
be in the
paint. Like,
streets.
everybody can, if is doing their side, their part to make sure that my people, like, get what they truly deserve and what they truly need.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, brother, it's been awesome to chat with you
Yeah.
and catch up. And I'm really happy to hear all of this, man. I appreciate the education, filming. Like I I I already understand it so much better right now.
Mm.
Like
Glad
you
about
have
it.
no idea, man. Like I don't understand that country, your country at
It's
all.
complicated.
And
Middle East is
that
very
really
complicated.
helped. Going back to 5,000 years ago, right up, like paint the picture. That's what you do.
Mm.
You paint pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
You paint that picture for me.
I like to tell the story from the
Yes, man,
beginning.
you're good at it. And keep it. Like here's the key points that you need to know. It all makes sense. I'm glad your family is good. I'm glad that most of the Iranian people seem to be good and happy about this. It sounds like you and your people are going to be safe for the most
Mm.
part. Hopefully,
Hopefully, yeah. We don't know what
that's great.
happened.
I'm sorry about the 50,000+ people that were killed by the regime. That's insane, man. I did not know this.
Yeah, that's right. See, I'm surprised too. Like, no,
Yeah,
but
this is
but
insane,
I
dog.
tell you this much, man. Like, I want to really take this time and really appreciate what you're doing too, right?
Problem.
Yeah, but like this is what I like, because a person like you take the initiatives and then we talk about it and say, hey, we should talk about it. And I was like, yes, I do want to talk about it. This is so thank you for you to putting the time aside and
Of
helping us like create this awareness, right? This is like, I think this is a very important thing, and I think everybody should like
course.
have this type of approach. Like, I mean, everybody's life is so much bombarded by the noise from the media. And it's always good when it comes to topics like this. It can happen if you about Ukraine or any other countries. Go to the people from their country and see what they've been through, what are their story. Hear the real side of the story. Basically, that's how I say it. And then you were doing it so real. I really appreciate it. Yeah, great.
Oh,
Mhm.
no worries at all, man. Like I appreciate you taking the time to help me and whoever's listening understand it, man. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
So
that's one side of the story. Go like listen and then figure it out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. And I mean that all makes sense to me. Um,
Mm.
you know, and I doubt anybody from the Islamic regime is going to want to reach out to me and tell their side of the story.
Yeah,
But
that would be nice to
if
hear
they
too.
do, by
Yeah,
all means.
yeah, yeah,
But
mm,
from what you said, it's gonna be a hard time for me to agree with their side and not not
yeah.
not agree with your side. You know?
Now you got enough bullet points to talk back to them to try to make it the conversation like.
Yeah.
But yeah, really appreciate it, man. Thank you,
Of course, we're glad you're good. Um, congratulations on the engagement. I wasn't aware of that.
thank you.
You're welcome, brother. And I got one question. How did you guys meet? Because last time
Mm.
I believe you were single
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I met you when we met up there a couple years
Man,
ago.
to be honest with you, I came here. I started getting a little bit involved with Iranian communities, and all of a sudden we just met. We went for one date, and everything after that just worked perfect. So
Was
we
it
just
like meetiranians.com?
yeah, like no, not it was it was just it was so random, so random.
Yeah,
And then yeah, and then we went to a restaurant. I always take people to restaurant for a first date, but and then things went really good. I mean, she was really. I wasn't even trying to go for anything serious, but just everything went perfect, right? So I mean,
that's
here we
great,
are.
dog. Nice, man.
Yeah,
Well, I'm happy for you, man. I hope it goes good, and I hope you and her family are both safe. And yeah,
appreciate it.
I might. I'm gonna get up to Ontario. I got to show up there June 20th,
Hmm.
and then I'm gonna try to get some other shows booked in.
What are the cities that you go in Ontario?
Right now, I just got the one. I just got the one show in Ontario. It's I'm doing a. It's in a small town about an hour north of Toronto,
Mm.
and it's an outdoor show on at a golf course on the
Oh,
driving
nice.
range. It's a big party. Like
That's actually a good. That's a good scene to make a show to do a show.
yeah, it's gonna be like 800 to 1,000 people or something there, and
That feels like
they're having
800, like
they want to
nothing, right?
they got a band and they want a comedian to open up for the band, and the
Okay.
manager of the golf course there is a fan of mine and reached out to me, and it's bizarre, but like yeah, flying up doing the gig, and I'm super excited about it.
Mm.
So that's gonna be that'd be pretty
I
cool.
might end up actually living in Toronto too. So who knows? Maybe I come to the show to your show.
Yeah, and here's the thing. What I'm saying is, I'm going to build other shows around it, like other
Mm.
towns. So, even if you can't get to that one, I might have something closer to you. I don't
Are you coming to any
I-
areas in the southern Ontario, like London or Windsor or something like that?
yeah, I'm going to see what I can get done there. Want to do a show in Ottawa as well, which
Oh,
I know
nice.
isn't close to you, but I want to
Yeah,
do
it's the
Ottawa
same.
and some shows in Southern Ontario.
Can't wait, man. I think it was about the time that the tour hasn't been going on. Now it's time to get it started, right?
Yeah, well,
Do you guys still do that tour thing
no,
or
so the 2024 was the last year for the tour, which
okay?
wasn't
Put a pause on it.
properly. We never did disclose that to the public
Mm,
properly before the tour, journey tour. We talked. We made it known after,
mm,
and then last year we didn't do it, and I barely did any comedy last year because I had a brutal year last
we
year
all know about
personally.
all the
Sickness in the family, man. Dad was really sick.
Yeah.
Cousin was sick.
Then the brother stuff and all of
It's
those
just,
all together.
oh man, dude, it was a rough year. So I got no comedy in barely last year. So now this year, all right. So we're not doing, but it's time for me to do my own tour essentially. So I'll be doing a lot of shows with Paul Thompson, comedian from Ontario, and we're gonna do Paul's shows and build my own tour.
And can't wait for that. If I'm in the area, specifically if I'm Toronto, I'm definitely come to that. I'm gonna drive and come to. If I'm in the vicinity, the region, yeah, I'll be down. And I know, like you're very like talented comedian. Recently, we're not seeing too much of you, and I think we can get that momentum back. To get that thing
brother,
going. It has been a while, right? You know, so give the people what they need, what they're looking for from Colin.
Thanks, man. I
That's the
appreciate
part of the art, right? You know, you gotta like keep delivering, man. Yeah.
I know, man. I just get so oh man, you don't know my headspace, man. I get so in my head and like
It's pretty much normal. You
I
don't.
overthink stuff and I see and it's sometimes like I see the mountain of work ahead and
And then you get
I give up before I
paralyzed.
get started on stuff or whatever, and I just or I think of stuff and I go, that's not, I got nothing funny to say about it, so I post nothing at all. And then when I go so long, I don't post anything at all. I kind of that fucks my momentum, which fucks my head, and sometimes or whatever. And I don't, and then I get inspired and I get excited because I haven't done anything in a while, and I put something out and it catches,
And
and I get all fucking excited, and then that kind of like scratches my itch. That gives me almost my fix, and then I'm good for a bit. Then like I don't.
But that is the normal life of an artist. Like, you know, I can still talk about, at least from the painters, where all of the great painters in the world, they were like, it wasn't like, you know, every year they were like making great paintings. There were some years they were up and down, whatever, and all of a sudden they got in a mood, and all of a sudden masterpiece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was for an art. I don't see an artist is not a robot, or like, you know, like an engineer or something that wakes up and go to work and then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
An artist needs to be in the mood. There's a lot of elements need to be aligned for him to create the best of his work.
There is, and it's like, okay, just like, you know, you make a bunch of paintings and whatever, and they all don't go out there. Like, or it's like, you got to scrap them up, throw them in the garbage, and start all over again.
People like it. That's it, and that's good enough.
Yeah, like I'm in comedy mode every day, but not every day do I think I got something good enough that.
But not every time your creativity is that like, you know, level to flourish and then throw things out. But sometimes you're just on top of your game, right?
Yeah,
it can go. Yeah, that's the same thing in any thing, discipline of art. That's the thing. There's no artist that wake up and say, "Oh, I'm gonna right now do this."
Yeah,
the artist gotta get in the mood. There's a transition. Something gonna happen in your life, push you towards it. Like, you know, then you suddenly creation. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's right. You get it.
We don't just wake up and get on the go. That's not how we are.
Yeah. Well, you'll get to see now in the summer. So I'll remind you now as you get closer to coming up there, and I'll give you an update on what towns and dates in Ontario.
100%.
Yeah, man. Have to get out and bring the lady too, and meet her, man, and bring friends if you can, and have a drink afterwards if possible, man. It'd be great to see you again.
I'm down. I'm down for that. Cheers to that.
Cheers, brother. Everybody,
take care.
Give Payam a follow. I'll have it. Whatever it is you're watching this on below, I'll have it listed below. And
Payam Strokes.
That's right.
Instagram handle.
Wicked. Awesome. All right, brother. Thanks again.
Nice.
See you soon.
See you. Bye.